23 so far, a whole new look. G2, the World Final win last year, seems to have bonded and brought this team together like never before. But Navi never ones to call down or out. The desk wants more from the superstar Simple. Well, let's see. He's on the defense right now, the CT side start. A chance here to stop G2's nuke streak. 9 on the trot since HooXi has joined the team. Undefeated on this very map, which has been a home map for both Navi and FaZe in the last few years.
Which is crazy to think. So Navi are definitely an iconic map for them. G2, an undefeated map for them. And now we get the joy of saying, fight. And fight they shall. HooXi's got the nade preparing for a bit of an exit towards that top site. Molly Hut on its way. Smoke main, and we're ready to play. Perfecto will likely be forced off. And it's JKS who takes down Electronic and down the vents instead. Nico lost short. And it's a 4-on-4. It's Bit on the door. Takes a heavy beating. Will be repelled from the angle. HooXi lingering for a late ramp flank. 2 from here. JKS towards the dark position. There's 3 members of Navi. Now all backs turn to that potential flank from HooXi. Modesty just needs to live. Buy time. JKS the same and actually does find a head. Simple good for 1 as well. Modesty hoping for help. It gets awkward now. HooXi, yeah, element of surprise is one thing, but long-range Glock shots another. Hard to hit. And Navi will take that pistol.
Oh, HooXi had a chance there to get a kill, but look where the bomb's planted. For him to be able to scoop this one up, it was going to be very, very difficult. So great entries, great plant, but Navi will weather that storm and pick up the pistol round here on the CT side of Nuke. Pretty handily, mind you. This is the opener, but as they were trying to drop down the vent, Nico got plucked from the pack. One of the heavy hitters removed here as MPL. You can see that right there. That is a tasty shot and actually a lot of impact because you mentioned only 2 players for G2 on the lower side, while Navi had a lot more bodies. That forced the extremity players, HooXi and Hunter, to be a little bit more proactive looking for those fights. And G2, well, we've seen this one before. Off the back of the plant, we'll have a pretty tidy looking force fight. Some Galils, a Tech 9, and a Scout up against Navi's second round purchase.
Early descent from Electronic. Kovac Cousins alongside with Monacy, taking some yard fights, or at least looking for them. Electronic could catch a timing on the secret stairs. He is worming his way up, and Monacy takes down Simple. Trade not immediate, but provided. Electronic successful to keep it level.
Nico has a lot of space, though. You can see him now starting to tighten the noose here alongside of HooXi's push. So forcing this rotation right now. Bit spotted and does get the kill. Good shot from Bit, but traded out by HooXi now.
Loving all the head-to-heads we're getting here. Bit out-aims Nico. Monacy out-aims Simple. Electronic feeling a little pressure towards the ramp. And you can see that things are changing hands here. So Hell, ramp, it's flying the flag of G2. MPL and Perfecto are responsible for that top site.
Hunter has to be very careful here. Traditionally, lobby push, name of the game when the CTs lose the territory, but they're actually sticking to their guns. MPL and Perfecto not moving. It'll all be on Electronic here with that MP9, which is where he started extremely strong on the CT side of Inferno's campaign.
Yeah, it's becoming a weapon. He's all too efficient with. What? Look at this. He's playing a rifle position with an SMG, nearly finds HooXi. That should open up the opportunity for a plant. Smoke towards the door, swings it open premature. Good find. Bomb lost. And Perfecto disrespects, charges the smoke. No time to win the round. JKS just hiding in plain sight. Doesn't want to die. And that was close. And Navi will recover. That second round is theirs.
Yeah, you really have to turn a little bit of attention there towards HooXi. He got ahead of the play. He went to plant backside before the smoke was up, and that got him removed. So this is them dealing with Electronic towards the back of the sight box, sure. He did a good amount of damage here, but the problem was that smoke coming in towards Decon. It was well, it wasn't disrespected. It was too late for what HooXi was hoping for there. So Perfecto's pushed through, heads up Counter-Strike, denying that plan, and a little bit frustrating. I'm not sure. HooXi was, in my mind, a little bit ahead of the play there, but regardless, it's the 2-0 start for Navi and a timeout for G2.
Yeah, I think that might be one just to kind of shake off that round. You can see there was a bit of a deep sigh shared by the G2 squad after that one. I think the loss of the bomb, not part of the plan.
Yeah, maybe I'm...
Captain Obvious over here.
Yeah, there could have been a lot said in the comms there that could change that, but just from our perspective. Now, JKS will hold on to the Galil, which, unless G2 can get a plant here and be somewhat threatening in round number 3, means the first quote-unquote gun round is going to be quite limp.
I like that JKS is actually being quite aggressive with this rifle.
Flash through.
And straight in. Perfecto gone. The Galil fills the feed first. Found now. NPL on top of the hut. He's got another fight to take and successful. Navi, they weather this storm comfortably. They got the feet up and they're chilling.
That's 3 rounds in a row right now where G2 have got the opening and Navi have handled it. So good work from the individuals to make up the difference with the multi-kills after the fact. JKS with the biggest gun found the entry again, but everybody else overlooks MPL. And now we just get to watch the brilliant aim of Nico at work here. You can see how diligent he is with the clears in the Deagle department. But will he get any opportunities to find a banger? Well, there was one. Now the siren sounded. Everybody from Navi understands the situation at this point.
And probably everyone from Navi knows what it feels like to get hit by the Nico Deeg. Not an experience they're planning to experience in round 3.
He's just looking for damage here, right? Anything he can take. Clutching this round. Look at this stack.
Yeah, as he rounds this corner, they've positioned perfectly, so it's only going to be one. Yeah, it doesn't matter how well placed your crosshair is, you're going down on that fight. Nice start from Navi, and I think, you know, that interaction we discussed as to G2's undefeated run on Nuke since Hooxie's joined the team, and the fact that Navi were, and I would have said still are until G2 started farming, the best Nuke team. I mean, they are iconic. The outside setups of Simple Electronic, this roster, obviously with NPL, there is some questions to be asked as to if they can hold that same level of form.
It almost feels like the passing of the guard with the best teams in the world. When Navi were the best team in the world on Nuke, well, they were the best team in the world. When FaZe were the best team in the world on Nuke, they were the best team in the world. And
oh, hello.
Yes, is down again. Okay, another entry.
He's going to keep doing that, but there is immediate response from Navi. They're trying to go straight without the smokes. Now, Electronic got a lot of info on that glance, and they're not slowing down. The util's there to slow them. I thought there might be an attempt to disrespect the smoke, but no, change of plan. Navi, well reacted to. They've actually completely cancelled G2's immediate secret descent. But JKS, yeah, 2 for 2 for getting out Squeak and finding an opening. And that's perfecto. Locks Hooxie out. He'll have opportunity for information. There's no one else home.
Look at all the bodies on the lower deck for Navi. They've just left Electronic, the only man on the upper side of things right now. Bit and Perfecto crawling forward, looking for fights. Simple making sure they can't get down ramp, and Electronic says, hey boys, all clear right now. And look at the timing on this, perfect, just has to pick a target. Perfecto gets Monacy, Trade is there, but they won't expect Bit, not at all, and he finishes off Hunter easy as you like.
That's the benefit to having so many bodies down there in response. As they recover that territory, they rip apart what remained of G2.
Yeah, not a hot start here for G2, and that's been a part of a lot of these map wins is hot starts, so yeah, very, very cool. It's going to be a 4-0 lead for Navi early. And G2 also don't have their money set as they'd like. So hoping to break through with one of these higgledy-piggledy buys. No. Now they will have to be a little bit more conservative. Nico can't connect the dots. Bit will grab another. That's 4 kills for him. And no grimaces on the face of Navi just yet. So that's a pleasant change as well.
But you mentioned that the G2 have been often capable of starting strong on Nuke, but what happens if you've grown very familiar with that feeling?
Precisely, right? And once more, even though map number 1 was just domination from G2, looking fantastic on Inferno, so many different opening variations on their CT side, felt like they couldn't put a foot wrong. We just have to remind ourselves and the viewers this is Navi, and you can never rule this team out. Timeout called, conversation had. AWP available for Simple here. Another one of these rounds for G2 where it's missing the trimmings. They have taken a very conservative approach with this one. You can just see a few dotted around Tech-9s. But once again, if we reflect to Inferno, a round like this where they had a set piece, one of those pocket strats that we like to discuss, they were able to crack in.
Yeah, let's see if they can replicate. Smoke wall to try and spread a little bit of disinformation. Nico going to be very loud about this and very indicative of a cross. The extinguish implies his presence. And then they want to try and pop out the top. Let's see how far they get them. NPL has been caught out, dinked up, and executed by the Flame. It's Perfecto, though, that pulls in the slack and tightens up the defense. These momentary gaps that m0NESY this time did try and generate, just unable to convert. G2 try another different look, and it comes up empty-handed.
We've seen this one before. NiKo with the deagle over towards Yard. This time starting to head back towards that lobby position. They are getting out, and they are able to punish the top side defense, but if Perfecto continues to mow them down, now 8-3, right, this is where the difference has to come in, is the individual ability of Navi as well. When they are pushed, when they are tested, 1-for-1's not enough. Need to make sure they're shutting shop.
Yeah, every single member of Navi has had a multi-kill round. And we're only 5 rounds in. I think this is Perfecto's 3rd here in round 6. So yeah, that's the flying start you'd like to see. You know, when you hear the desk. Ooh. Ooh.
That's gonna feel nice. Starting to warm up, aren't they, Navi?
When you hear the desk talking about, you know, or Yanko and specifically, he mentions electronic simple bit, never gonna write them out. And then he also immediately, the next thing is and Perfecto when he's on. Well, when he's on, that might be the difference maker and maybe a bit of a record breaker for G2. 5-0, staring down the barrel of a strong start. Let's see if they can get it all going now. They've got the bells, the whistles, the trimmings, all the side salads they could require. Some early exchanges. All bang into Hut does leave Perfecto a little lower, but m0NESY posted towards the side. Not going to have anything to report. Simple responsible for the lower early.
They're looking to do a late smoke wall here, and if Simple pokes up his head, m0NESY is waiting for that.
Just like that.
Yeah, that was perfectly timed. I want to thank m0NESY for that one, I suppose. Makes me look like a bit of a genius here, but the smoke wall now up and at him, and more bodies down towards the lower deck. But do they want to hit Secret, or do they want to take Warehouse space? Find out now.
Seems like Warehouse. Electronic not going to have a look lockers. That's the fight NiKo's hoping for, waiting for. Not going to be given.
Delayed towards ramp with that smoke. NiKo now searching towards Heaven. 3 players down the lower deck, and that is quite the shot. Tap, tap, tap it in. Big one there from NiKo. 2-man advantage here.
That was his first frag, and it's one hell of a scorching way to arrive on the scoreboard. And now we can just burrow in, anticipating a CT reaction. JKS is cautious, but not checking his corners. Bit good for it on ramp. 1 back from Navi. Still that man discrepancy, and the low site's lost.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, looking for the save. I thought they may have been looking for a frag here. It looked like after they were able to pick up JKS, they were spurred forward for a fight. MPL just missing a glimpse of NiKo as he makes his way down the vent, but Navi, they know this lead that they've been able to accrue early. Why throw it away? Let's hold on to these goodies and continue to be as threatening to the follow-up rounds of play as we can.
Yeah, m0NESY, definitely. I mean, I'm sure he's watched a Simple demo or two, as every Rising Star does.
Well, especially when they play each other so recently, right? And quite truly, it does get to the point here where the two of them watch each other's games. They understand the patterns of where they want to rotate, those type of fights that they want to take. And that's what you're looking for, right? We don't often see too many head-to-head AWP duels, but if you can pip your opponent at the post like this, it just seemed way too easy. Walk straight in and dead. Great stuff from m0NESY here, but there's truly mind games between these players at this level, and that's something that we would never be able to dig into unless they give us that insight. And that's one of the secret sauce, so I'm not sure they're going to be giving that one away for free.
Yeah, I would hope not. Well, G2 break their silence, get off of the starting mark. Is there more where that came from? m0NESY, good onto his opening in the previous, now sets his sights towards Bit's hidey hole. Playing a real tight gap. Safe from the Molotov, and that's enough of a warning sign for him to bail out. Actually going to hide in his own smoke, maybe. Simple this time beats NiKo, and now Bit overwhelmed. 2 to the good for G2. Heading into that low site, and it's completely unmanned. Nico probably not going to be expecting this one. Oh, just pops his head up. Recovers that AWP. Electronic at least getting something to celebrate, not only the save, but taking Nico down a peg.
Okay, well, consecutive rounds here, and similar result for Navi. Hold on to the goodies, and we'll try again tomorrow. See if they wake up on the right side of the bed going into round number 8 here. It was a really nice start here, and I know it's only 2 for G2 now, but they've come quite easily with a lot of bodies staying alive. It looks easy, doesn't it? This is one of the things with Counter-Strike, and I guess it's difficult to convey this message to people who only watch as opposed to play, but when we see these guys chopping off heads, remembering 342 different variations of smokes, flashes, molotovs, all the different strategies, the flight paths, the tendencies of their opponent, right? That all just seems very simple. Well, that's not the case. There's an intensity in Counter-Strike, first of all, with the focus on your crosshair to be able to be lightning fast with the reactions and precise with the shot. And then you have to do that with all that other information I discussed still floating around in your brain as the in-game leader tells you if, when, and maybe you need to pull out any part of it. And that intensity is, I guess Elige is a good example when he gets a little bit jump scared. That can show you just how glued and focused. This is aggressive. JKS withstands the flames for a moment. Perfecto from the grave with the trade. I think they're going to push the issue.
Yeah, Simple jumps into the site, wants to commit to holding this one at the door.
That was a cheeky little aggressive maneuver, right? Get those mollies deep in, force that squeaky player to be fighting or falling. How about both?
Yeah, well, JKS manages to remedy it with the frag at least. Electronic going elsewhere. Oh, an MPL nearly lost his life to that spray. Definitely softened up.
Full luck on the timing there, but damage nonetheless.
Yeah, and he's going to try and play hut. Hooksy's been pre-aiming this. Upon the fade, Hunter to walk out. It's Simple here as well. MPL goes down, it's really going to all fall onto Sasha. At the back of the site, just the one. As Hunter hands him some humility, a bomb to be planted. Electronic just going to be staring at a smoke for another 18 seconds. Bit known as the ramp player, likely Heaven, Hunter and Monacy on the site and working it out. Catching a bit of flack from that nade, but it's Monacy again comfortable on that AWP. Electronic 1v3 goes, 1v2 goes a little dangerous for a moment. Nico will finish the job. Gets that info by virtue of the tracers.
And this time nothing saved for Navi. So 2 rounds, they lost, they saved some guns. Sure, it gave them an opportunity to keep buying back in with drops, but now they do have a few issues here. Out of cash on almost all of their players. Here's the Flames coming in the way of JKS, that initial fight and trade out, but they know Perfecto is a top defender, and I think that helped Hooksy make this call, and this is great work from Hunter. You can see him using the sight boxes to shield his scale up into the site, focusing on Hut, and then pivoting onto Simple with that AWP for the second after Hooksy goes down. But MPL showing some signs of life with aggression in towards Hut. The snapping turtle, a very nice weapon for the job.
Simple just testing Nico. You like your taps? Hit this one. And a shot has been hit. You heard that. Or connects onto Simple through the container and alive and kicking, even if a scrap of health is all he has to celebrate. Nico again.
So cheeky from Simple.
He is almost taunting him.
All right, well, understanding what they're up against here. Information flowing as G2 used the smoke wall, and with 4 players. Oh. Okay.
You just see Nico's reaction. It's almost comical. Just stands still and looks in the direction like, really?
Come on, man.
You hit that?
And Hooksy just did no man's land there on the fade. It's very cheeky here, but hoping to catch them out. Now Simple pivoting all the way back into CT spawn. Will he go overlooked here? 30 seconds. Well, 35 to be exact. Could be problems for G2 still.
Ooh, Simple. An opportunity on that scout straight to the head of Hooksy, and that's an immediate cancel.
Navi can win this. They've stacked top.
Yeah, and within 20 seconds, G2, they're going to have to do their due diligence. They're in all the right places, all the nooks and crannies to be cleared. Nico low. Perfecto hits the shot. Navi With 10 seconds, they just have to stop Hunter. Charging into the site. Berserking. NPL Hut. Can he stop the plant? Can he stop the plant? No, JKS is down! Hunter 2! NPL clutches up and Navi will win the eco. With a couple of pistols and some scout tags for good measure.
That was beautiful there from NPL. You can see him just surging forward in the chaos. A slap on the head from Hooksy there. You can't be dropping those. NPL even grabs that AWP on the way out. Did everything and more for his team right there. And at the start of the round, just said perfect weapon for the job. I didn't think it would play in like this. Trading efficient from G2, considering they're up against the odds, but time the biggest issue. JKS trying to cover every single angle, and he just comes screaming, doesn't stop moving. NPL, that is a big one for the young gun.
Lesser players would be going straight for that bomb carrier. JKS would have had time perhaps to slow him down and catch the frag, but he gets them both. Hunter's still fannying around trying to get his gun back out. Beautiful.
And those are the little confidence builders.
Oh yeah.
For players like NPL, feeling, hey, I can do this. Against the G2 is on a 9-map winning streak right now on this very territory of Nuke.
And Simple, gonna build upon that with Hooksy down early, the AWP posted. And successful, that was the bomb carrier as well. Nice one back, Nico. Always up for a biff and a brawl.
Feels like blink and you miss it in a lot of these scenarios. They just appear on the screen and they're gone.
JKS side by side. Oh! And Simple. JKS is talking a lot. Look at this. The restraint from JKS. Simple. Knife out. Eliminated. Can't build upon it. Perfecto adjusts perfectly, but in the meantime, Hunter's taking space and runs straight into NPL. Their top site seems like it's on lock. Honestly, gonna perhaps use the secret avenue.
Might have to, but how does Nico join the party here? If he goes from ramp and clears down, they will have to deal with Bit, who's over towards that window side. So this is the fight that will come first for m0NESY, I do believe.
Yeah, they're going to be sweeping lobby, so definitely on a time, and Navi will start to regather.
m0NESY has to make a move shortly. Look how low the clock's getting again here for G2.
Bit might start looking, yeah, here's the utility ramp side. Now m0NESY makes the move. As his attention's drawn, still considering the flank.
Steps ahead.
Loud out there. Feel the bomb, and oh! What? Oh! What is that? Lightning quick from m0NESY. And now he hears the rundown. Perfecto. Bodyguarded. Just enough time to get that bomb down. NPL, can you do it again? They plant. Nico and m0NESY side by side, and m0NESY closes. That's a recovery after the round. The slip up, the red face, the slap on the forehead. Now they're back in business by virtue of Nico and m0NESY.
Felt like they stole that one there, didn't they? I know that whole JKS situation where we had all the info, we had the free kill here on Simple. It felt like it was going to cause more chaos, but then they handled it. And this here, I don't know how m0NESY hits this onto Bit. I thought he was going to overlook this, but that is quick. He even has a chance to get off that plant. Nico bodyguards, as you said, and on 7 HP, they walk away with their 4th round here. That's going to stun Navi, who are gonna have to be down to the pistols again, and there you go. Simple onto Nico. NPL, a big shot.
Oh my God.
We're throwing out some big knocks here.
Yep, this one's got a different flavor for sure. Simple immediately puts one on the floor, and NPL builds upon it.
What happens if you stomach 2 of these if you G2? Maniac started to address that, hey, sure, things look good for G2 when they're winning. What happens when they start losing?
Isn't that the question? Well, we'll be getting answers perhaps if Navi can hold this form. Smoke on Squeak. Another confidence-boosting frag as well for NPL. When you're on these partials, to be taking that hut fight, successfully taking a big frag. We've seen G2 recover these kind of rounds. Look no farther than the close on Ancient. And it was Hunter. He gave him that leg back in, but NPL with a second. What more could you ask? That flick is nasty, filthy, but not enough as we see 7, and Navi will take another naughty round. They had no right into that one. Just daylight robbery, just as G2 were sailing on that high from their clutch up. They're sent right back down to earth.
Oh, decision time here for G2. I think Hooksy with the buy-in is going to signify exactly where we're headed here. Honestly, felt like he was going to hit that second shot as well. It's difficult when you have AWPers of the caliber of m0NESY and Simple in the server. You think they're going to hit everything that appears on their screen.
It's so fast.
Oh, JKS only has a Glock here. What's happened?
Just
Good
getting it.
spawn. Okay, Tech 9. He does get away with something. They're starting to look a bit discombobulated here because 2 of the rounds that G2 have lost so far as part of Navi's tally of 7 have been rounds where they had the firepower advantage, actually had all the advantages in the world.
m0NESY and JKS have won every opening duel they've taken, 4 and 3 respectively on this T side, but as we've highlighted and as we've seen, those openings are very short-lived against Navi. Simple. You can see the restraint from JKS. Even at the highest level, we've noticed players can sometimes not let that smoke pop. Simple, for such a forward position, anti-flash on forward, hold, and NPL holds fast. 1 and done. Nico with a double up, straight into the site. JKS up close and personal with Perfecto. It's the trade that matters. Simple in the vent. We know he likes to go for some cheeky no-scopes around that ladder. Now sneaking into the site, lets one go. And it's only one back from Bit. Nico trying to get the troops motivated with a 3K delivery. A full team effort, everyone contributing for G2, 8 for m0NESY, JKS, and Nico. But just as these rounds come in from Navi, these heroics, and immediately G2 seem to always have a response. Let's see how this goes.
This is crazy, right? Because both teams don't have loss bonuses, so as we continue to trade blows like this, it's what's left at the bottom of the barrel to try and make it work. And this is really fighting tooth and nail. This is just really good individual prowess from G2 and some great trading on top of things. And again, Perfecto dropped an ult for Simple here. Can Simple do it once more? They're in towards A, they're opened up to sight, and maybe they can take a breath.
Ooh. Yeah, that Alligator, not the perfect weapon for the job for Bit now.
Because they did force all in here again. Like, look at Perfecto, he has no armor, right? He had just enough money to drop Simple and AWP. Last time they were in this complexion, Simple got the pick on towards Nico, and I think they've had enough of testing the waters outside. Brute force in towards A again. MPL this time removed. Well, not just this time, we've seen him go down a couple of times, but his impact on those lower buys for Navi was truly felt. And I think it's just this persistence of G2 not to relent, right? The fact that they were able to lose a really bad round, be frustrated, but then bounce back, right? So we've done the hard work. Most teams are going to capitulate mentally here.
But you said take a breath, and they've had the opportunity. You know, for the last 30 seconds, they haven't been worrying about losing a round, which is a nice gift. But that puts them up to 6. And you talked about scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, I mean, managing to get the AWP in Simple's hands, just not successful this time, but they do get a second taste now. Save successfully. m0NESY providing that opening. Let's see, from NPL's perspective, he's just about got his vision back from the flash, starts to move and loses his head. Blade on the mic. First call out, or rather timeout called from Blade into our second map of play.
Could be doing some calling out here as well. Hey, boys. Started well. Let's finish as we hope to go on here.
Swanee, new job.
Yeah, I got the promotion. But that's the thing with the recipe at the moment. You're winning. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Why do you need a new coach when everything seems to be working fantastically well? And, well, Swanee must be contributing something or they wouldn't be keeping him around. Now, Simple with this saved AWP, it feels like more often than not, he's able to find that impact. He will be the X factor again here. But as we move into the final 2 rounds of the half, I don't know if he will get another AWP in his hands if they don't convert this one.
He's going to try and force the round. Oh dear, he meets Nico's spray, a veteran of the yard. And a veteran of fighting against Simple's AWP. Electronic, the recovery mission complete. A clear priority for Navi, but 7 for G2, the equalizing round on this T side. You can see m0NESY just waiting for the call from Hooksy. And a re-aggress, Electronic the AWPer coming into clear out an aggressive trophy, but Hooksy just goes and takes the top site. Hunter will back away. They're going to pincer in. Perfecto, offense, best defense, he says, as nothing to report for that shotgun. Nice bang into Hooksy on the box, but this would be very impressive if Bit can get anything done with that shotgun. They're going up on top of the hut.
They're going to try and boost her as well. I think they want to hunt, but no one's considering Bit already being here. He's gotten more room than I think he imagined. It's like, somebody should be checking me, and, well, here's a kill. And Electronic and Bit can isolate JKS as well. m0NESY and Hooksy now getting a little bit uncomfortable. The Terminator right there. Bit just seeing how much more he can take.
Electronic's played a perfect round as well in terms of the high value. Hooksy's desperate to try and take it away, but he's hiding all the way in lobby.
Well, they weren't going to be able to afford an AWP. This was the only way they were going to be able to bring it through here. You can see with the cash stacked up on the other side. Oh, I tell a lie, actually. Bit ruined that because he got kills with a shotgun.
He didn't calculate.
So I didn't think that Bit was going to get multiple kills with the alligator.
Yeah, not bad, actually. Good, all in a good day's work, $1,800.
This is so fun. Like, this shotgun on a map like Nuke, actually super strong.
I use it a lot. It's not gonna lie, and it's fire at mid-range. As long as you click it on the head twice, it's pretty damn dangerous.
More shotguns, please.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe the Mag 7 needs to make a comeback as well. There was a period where we got a whole lot of Mag 7 when the Swedes were on top.
Pretty good recovery here from G2. They were 5-0 down at one point. So only 2 rounds since that portion for Navi.
Yeah, it must be quite nice to feeling new tests, new rounds. Ooh, simple. He caught a flash. Of the flash, 4 members of G2 are there. Gonna try and look over on the railing, but perfect smokes, a fired shot, and a flash over the top for Electronic. Goes up, and m0NESY so prepared. G2 well drilled. Opening again for G2. Can they close with a win? And a 1, T-half. Simple. Wants to argue against it. Only the 1 before Nico finds him. Now hell is lost unless Bit can hold on to this one. Just knocking on the door is Nico. And Perfecto wrapping around for the secret stairs this week. Been waiting for Nico. Down to 1 HP, a dink exchange, but the AK stronger. m0NESY, he's just got a read, hasn't he? Perfect hold. Delivers for his squad, just the 1 frag to stop this 8. And you were talking about that start from Navi. Yeah, what a recovery from G2. Final day of the group stage. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right, the Spodek was running out of seats at the table. Navi and G2 already there. They're playing for the semis. You can see Simple last round here up against m0NESY.
Yeah, the timing on this one here, they didn't give Simple any room. That's one of the keys right here. You can see Nico just swarming in. He's stuck over towards the single box, and that kind of felt like a lot of these rounds, especially if we reflect on Inferno, which was pure domination. But you can see G2 getting fired up now. Fired
up. Inferno, I will remind you, second stream as well, has gone to 3. Sorry if there's a spoiler warning required, whatever. Check it out if you've got a second screen. Outsiders and Cole duking it out for a spot in the Spodek as well. Right now, Navi and G2, this has been quite a lovely recovery from G2, and you can see the odds favoring them, but Nico on yard with a lot of bodies his way. Hunter with him, I love it too. The cousins, side by side, and m0NESY gone. NPL finds the frag, Simple equipped with that P250. Nico might be his next victim. Long range engage, okay, Simple. Gives Nico a bit of his own medicine there.
Yeah, just isolated, knowing that they could take that fight and hit an absolute banger. Now it's Hooksy and JKS, maybe an unlikely duo in the clutch. And Navi can just allow this one here to simmer as JKS, he's trying to find out where they've gone. Spotted one jumping behind Red, would have to hit some absolute bangers to make this possible, but that's information for Navi. They know where at least 1 player of the remaining 2 are.
JKS does actually find a clean duel. Reposition, Simple catching flak as well from Hooksy. That will be a huge frag to post. He's been absent in the feed for the majority, and JKS, he's got 2 on his plate, needs the fresh mag, and Hooksy good for the frag as well. JKS gets the bomb on the floor, and Simple already wounded. How did this fall through Navi's fingers? This felt like a guarantee. And now all Hooksy has to do is just hold his push, play it safe from the rafters. The bomb is not in Simple's grasp.
He's going around the world here as well. Time is going to start becoming an issue here. About to hit 25 seconds. And JKS, considering the fact he could come late out squeaky. This is heard now from Simple, knows where 1 of the 2 are again.
Oh, Hooksy, he's not considering this at all. Simple playing a masterful game of Counter-Strike on the low HP. The 1v1, can JKS hold his nerve with 8 seconds left? Simple's going to have to plant, gets the info. JKS has to run him down. Simple off the bomb, gets the info. Can he get around the corner? He can and will secure the round. JKS with impact. G2 take the pistol, and it's daylight robbery. Navi will not be happy with that.
Oh, you can see the smiles on the faces of the G2 players right there, toying with Simple, right? The devil himself, forcing him into a very, very awkward clutch right there. But the issue is what the hell was going on with the rest of Navi? You knew that JKS was on the floor of topside. You knew that Hooksy was up towards the heavens, and they still forced themselves with so much time on the clock in towards this A site. They could have gone towards Secret, right? They could have gone... I guess they were worried about the Heaven player. That's why they were...
Oh, mate, the door closed and the little strafe around.
He was styling on him right there.
He was.
He just made Simple look foolish. There's not too many people in the world who can say that.
Nice work from JKS as well, rewarding himself with an M4 for good behavior.
And that's it. He's so comfy in the clutch. Simple again almost catches someone sleeping, but Hunter wide awake.
Eyes are peeled, and so are heads. As Navi, one by one, tries to work it out. Process of elimination solves it, and Nico does too. Hunter, wow, puts the nade on his face, gets a smile out of his bro, and we are cooking.
Oh, okay. Something's going on the other stream.
What was that?
I'm not sure. I think it sounded like it was in English.
It sounded positive. It sounded loud. That's all I'll say.
Definitely loud.
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Can confirm
loud.
It was loud.
Yes, indeed. Hope you've got two screens. Let's see what Nico's going in for this engagement on Yard. Something he's going to have been studying, a nade actually destined for electronic. He knows where you like to hide. I love this. I love the layers, and I love that. Monacy throws some aggression into the mix. Take that AWP into Hut. Take that first body down. A nice weapon now for Simple in the round, but still limping. And Hooksy forward. Normally, that's not something you go for alone. He has opted to do so.
And Nico and JKS are both down here. So if they push down Secret, they will find Nico, sure, but JKS, they're going to hide him, tuck him in. That might lull them into a false sense of security, but that's assuming Navi decide to finish. And, well, they've all backed off completely here. Hooksy with a lot of space in this position, probably good for one, maybe 1.5, 2. Nico getting information back again, just G2 so happy with this number advantage to still search for info. And Simple, does he clear his corners? Yes, he does.
An easy way to find the 4v4, I guess. Simple. Makes light work of Hooksy. You can see ramp now obviously wide open. JKS will get the smoke down. And MPL goes down. Hunter finds it through the smoke. Well-placed bullets. Monacy somehow onto electronic. On that Hut position. Oh, Simple's going to be unhappy. Nico from behind. Bit's got nowhere to go. And he makes a path. Get out of there.
Oh!
JKS, another one of those. We've seen him do it to Simple before, and he does it this time to Bit, takes the gun away.
Yeah, Justin, still remembering the days of 1.6 when he was about 10 years of age.
Yeah.
I've got this, well, Gomez has this classic picture. Maybe you'll get it out on the internet. I know Juzzy doesn't love it, but he definitely loves a good wall bang here. Grew up in the type of nuke we were talking about the other day where everything was paper thin, and this is just cheeky, isn't it? Okay, well, that was a bye. And Simple, very, very frustrated here. This is not going Navi's way whatsoever. Not only are G2 playing confident Counter-Strike, those little details that they nade the toe of electronic, right? They've done their homework.
And you know how good it feels when you've done your homework and it pays off. Just like that, MPL down on the cross. Nico collects. Navi. Don't forget how this started as well with a promising pistol, and now they're just feeling deflated.
Yeah, a little detail in this round. I think G2 also forced a gap in that smoke wall. You could see the cluster of smokes outside. So Navi trying to get down Secret quickly here. They can't even get away with that.
Just as we're talking about, you know, G2 being able to profit from their homework, well, there's another example of something that they've executed perfectly, as Hunter does take another one down. 12 rounds in the bag. Semi-finals, 4 rounds away for G2.
And this, after their strong performance towards the tail end of the first half, is 8 on the trot here. Blade taking the second time out of Nuke so far for the Navi side. And this would be some of the last opportunities Navi have to try and make a dent here. Loss bonus is maxed out, great. But you need to be looking to convert some of these rounds. Now, sure, only 4 have gone past in this second half. And Navi actually got off to a 5-round lead on their CT side. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the world, but just in the way that a lot of these scenarios are going down here, G2 seem to be swelling with more and more confidence and getting away with absolutely everything. This was just a lighter buy. They've dealt with a pistol, two, well, an eco and a lighter purchase, and then one, it wasn't even a full gun round. It was definitely missing a couple of upgrades, that's for sure.
Doesn't get fuller than this, though. Simple absent a single nade, and we're all ready to rock into Navi's first full gun round. Let's go and see. Now that first engagement is likely. Hooksy? Hooksy, how does he know? It's wide open! Perfecto down! Gets the instantaneous trade, and lobby is theirs. That smoke should lock him out. They got no way in.
He did this on Inferno, an aggressive CT maneuver, barreling down mid into second, being an absolute nuisance, and having lobby control with so much time. I'm curious how long they want to stay here for. The trade would be Navi taking all this yard space, but Nico's tucked in towards the top of Secret. So your best bet would be trying to wrap Heaven, but JKS is dealing with that right now. So
sick hold.
They will likely be able to isolate Hooksy here, but that's assuming m0NESY misses.
One-way dropped as well. Bit. We put a couple of pre-fired bullets through, but won't have vision on Nico. So m0NESY's trying to support Hooksy, but he will fall off after the miss. Will happily send his in-game leader down the river. And still hits the shot onto Electronic. A re-smoke. Oh my god, they're going to have to respect it. Molled him out. Smoke will cover. Spray finds nothing. Nico, though, just as Bit looked away. Everything going G2's way.
This is some cocky Counter-Strike,
right?
But it's well put together. It's not
calculated, but cocky.
Yeah, it's not your face-it games where the guy who plays 400 hours of deathmatch is just holding W. This is well considered, but they know when they can take the fights, and well, Simple's finally found one. MPL heard he's going to be dead any second now, removed by Nico, and now Nico gets the final fight, but Simple for the clutch, 1 on 3.
Got this one, JKS to deny, and perfect. Absolutely perfect. G2's pace changes, they always hit you a little different. Hooksy, you could see how cavalier he was. Straight out main into Squeak. Look at the timing, 1:45, the door is off, and he's in. And it's just perfecto, they take contact and trade. At that point, the round, with m0NESY hitting shots like these, I mean, you can count on him to hit those, then you can take over the world. G2, 13, 3 rounds away as this countdown continues.
I think you can only sit here and be in awe of the level of performance that we've seen from G2 here today. And I know that this is consistent, right, for them this year, but it's baffling that it continues. You know, you can, there's such thing as too much of a good thing. And when will that day come for G2? Well, right now, it doesn't even look possible. Navi, third time out, maybe to cool off or maybe to discuss this somewhat forced buy. Couple of Tech 9s, a Mac 10, a Deagle, and MPL into a Galil. He actually shoved all in, did MPL. I mentioned earlier, max loss bonus in play, and no plants within these first 5 rounds, which means no extra cash injection. G2 looking here like they're going to secure their 10th nuke in a row. Undefeated on nuke since Hooksy and JKS have joined, and I don't think that's going to change here today.
Certainly showing no signs of slowing. Neither was Bit, as it's actually Perfecto, excuse me, catching the nade into the top side. Bit and him combine as Hooksy and Hunter repel. Trades favor G2. m0NESY hits the last, and that is a round done. How quick was that? So many frags. 7 frags in about 10 seconds.
Everybody dead. That happened so quick. Okay, well, doubled the score now. 7 to G2's 14. And
very intrigued as to the call from Hooksy there. I just picked up on give me org, give me org. Does that imply a different setup that means the AWP's going elsewhere? Is he going to be doing the job that prefers the scope? We'll see and investigate the G2 setup as this indomitable nuke, as you said, looking for their 10th in a row. Here comes Hunter versus Perfecto, a big one for the opening. Evades the spray and gets down the vent, a big frag as he just tried to hold on to that vent hole. Didn't quite deliver on the lethality, and now Perfecto's making him nervous. He's hearing doors, smokes, forces the rotate. Has to acknowledge the presence, and he's already disappeared. Perfecto just trying to weaken the numbers on that top side. Nico's still responsible for yard. It's between him and Bit as it currently stands. And honestly, versus Simple, a head-to-head, I'm sure Simple wouldn't want to look at the figures.
Well, Nico has yard control right now. It's going to be on JKS. If they can deal with him, and well, Nico's dealing, should have been dealing with that. Don't often see him miss those type of shots.
He's been using the M4A4. I think he's just not used to that A1S.
And they've, I thought they gave up ramp. Hooksy's still here, remember.
Hooksy does deliver. Can he get away safely? The answer, a resounding yes, and that's if he wants to. He's got JKS to count upon. It's only a pistol. The bomb. Oh, great shot from NPL. Maintains the advantage, but could lose the bomb here. JKS flashed and not dead. Somehow he gets away with that one, and the impact is felt as a 1v1 between two of the smartest in the server. m0NESY and Perfecto. Bomb and time against Perfecto. So he scooped up the bomb, and he's heading towards that top site. m0NESY, he had an early glance decon. I think he's solved the mystery now, with 10 seconds left if he's silent about this. Gets the sound. Safe plant. m0NESY will crawl. Closes the gap. One bullet. One single bullet to the center of mass for 15. Flash. And frag. Safe as houses. As 15 secure m0NESY, and G2 will not relent. A flawless CT half.
This is beautiful stuff right here. The fact they haven't dropped a single round. That was the first time Navi have gotten the bomb down in this second half of play. That was the closest round they've had thus far. And it was easy as you like for m0NESY there. 21 kills for the young gun in the grand final last year, alongside Hunter and Nico. But they couldn't get it done. This time, they're just going to fly straight through to that semi-final in 1 round's time. 10 nukes in a row. 10 series in a row.
I mean, it's flawless in every single way you cut it. And let's see if they can end it with a flawless CT half. G2 look untouchable right now. Navi look completely out of their depth, and that is not something I've said ever. Smoke wall established and successful. Nico's around, and the flash to set him up. Doesn't have to take the fight upon it, but has a little glance. It's Bit versus Nico, and the first frag is G2's. Just a smoke to reposition. Play upon the fade. Lovely angle he's got here. Nico, a master of his craft. And he wants more. Electronic. Simple, but damage inflicted. A good one back from Navi. m0NESY refuses to let them leave with an advantage. Catch is simple. Electronic slipped, only for a moment, and it's Navi about to concede. G2 to do it. 10 nukes in a row. 17 maps in a row. They are untouchable until NPL gets the craziest clutch of his life. I don't think so. m0NESY can end it any moment he wishes. Waits for JKS. From the lobby, NPL distracted. Not the 1v4. Not at all. G2 stay perfect, stay untouchable, and sail to the semis of Katowice. The Spodek will see G2 once more. 17 maps, sure, but 10 series in a row. That semi's secure. G2 1 win away from the back-to-back grand final appearance.
Who is going to touch this team? Heroic on the other side of things, looking unstoppable as well. A fantastic performance against Vitality today. 2 heavy hitters still here in IEM.